Good everyone, hope you all are doing really great and your preparation is going well. So here is the another revision video from the lines of your NCERT. Those who have watched the previous video, you all will be knowing, right? These are purely taken from the lines of NCERT and it will revise the whole chapter which questions, okay? Instead of taking the notes or any paragraphs, you can simply go through this question and it will for sure help you to revise the whole concept within a short span, and it will also know how much is the understanding of your understanding in the particular chapter, right? So if I ask any question, you need to try to answer it within a second, so you will get to know whether you need to revise it one more or what is the level of the chapter in your mind, right? So yeah, without any delay, let's get started. And once I ask the question, no, the answers are here, but you should not see this side first, okay? Once I ask any question, just try to see here only or just listen to the question. Then I will be telling the answer. So don't look at this once I ask the question immediately. So it is not the revising, right? Once you see the answer, your mind won't be thinking, try to recall the answer. That's why I'm saying. Let's get started. Yeah. The first question is from the introduction of your excretory chapter. The first question is major forms of nitrogenous waste excreted by the animals. So what are the major forms of nitrogenous waste? So these are ammonia, urea and uric acid. Now, which is the toxic form and requires large amount of H2O for elimination? So among these three, which is the toxic form and requires large amount of water? It is your ammonia. The next, which is the least toxic and can be removed with minimum loss of H2O. So in the previous question we asked which is the most toxic form and which requires large amount of H2O. Now here it is the least toxic form and it can be removed with minimum loss of H2O. So that is your uric acid. Okay. The process of excreting ammonia is called as ammonotelism. Now bony fish, aquatic insect are in which nature? I mean, based on whether the animals are excreting ammonia, urea or uric acid, we have classified into three types, right? Try to recall those three types and the answer will be 1. So, bony fish and aquatic insect belongs to your ammonotelic because they excrete ammonia. Now, the next question, do kidneys plays a significant role in removal of ammonia? Say yes or no. So if you read line by line of NCERT, these questions you can answer. So in your NCERT we have mentioned, right? No, kidneys don't play a significant role in removal of ammonia. Okay. Now the next question is urotelic example. What are the examples of your urotelic? They are mammals. Us, we excrete urea. Okay. Mammals. Then terrestrial amphibians, and one more is given in your NCERT. Try to recall and give me the answer in the comment. Okay, there are three examples given for your urotelic and one is mammals, another is terrestrial amphibians. What is the next? Now, the 8th question is ammonia produced by metabolism is converted into urea at where? Where is the process of conversion of ammonia into urea will takes place in our human being? It is your liver. As it is coming from the excretory, you should not immediately say it is kidney. It is your liver. Okay. Now, the next question. Animals which belongs to excreting uric acid in the form of paste are called, what we call them? We call them as uricotelic, right? There are three types based on whether ammonia or urea or uric acid or the excretory material, and we have seen about the ammonotelic, uricotelic and what we are called as urotelic, right? The examples for all these three has been already posted. Please do refer to this video. Now, protonephridia or flame cells or excretory structure in, if you have seen the animal kingdom revision video, you can answer this very quickly. Not only this, another 2 to 3 question. Yeah, protonephridia or excretory structures are in your platyhelminthes, right? Platyhelminthes. Now, excretory structure in annelids. Annelids are nephridia. Now, which glands perform the excretory function in prawns? What is the gland name? It is called as your antral glands or green glands. Okay. Now, malphizian tubules are seen in your arthropod, right? So, basically insect. Yeah. So, the first topic we have covered the introduction in which we saw about the three types of the excretory waste and and the classification of animal based on the excretory waste. Then we talked about few excretory organ in the different phylums, right? Now we will move on to the next topic, that is your human excretory system. Kidneys are dash in color. Your kidneys are reddish brown in color, and the shape of kidney is, it is bean shaped, right? Now each kidney measures dash in length and dash in thickness. What is the length of each kidney? It will be 10 to 12 centimeter. Then what is the thickness? The thickness will be of 2 to 3 centimeter. I haven't mentioned width, okay? After length, it will be in NCERT, width will be mentioned. So you should not write the answer of width here. I am asking only the length and thickness. Try to recall the width also. Yeah, now we will move on to the next question. The blood vessels, ureter and nerves enter through. In your kidney, there will be a common passage or a point mentioned where the blood vessels, ureter and nerves are entered through. What it is called? It is your hilum or hilum, however you call that. Now, inner to the hilum is a broad funnel shape called as. So we talked about hilum, right? So inner to the hilum, there is a broad funnel shape space will be there. What it is called as? It is your renal pelvis. Okay, broad funnel shape space is your renal pelvis. Now, kidney, the inner kidney is divided into two layers, right? What are they? One is outer and inner. Now, what is outer layer it's called as? Outer is called as your cortex and inner is your medulla. Hope you people are able to answer the question. Let me take the next page here also. Yeah. The cortex extends in between the medullary pyramids called as. Now, what is the cortex? Cortex is your outer layer, just now we saw. This cortex will be extends in between the medullary pyramids called as. What it is called as? It is called as your columns of Bernoulli, right? It will be extended as renal columns and it is called as your columns of Bernoulli. Any question? No? No. Each kidney has nearly 1 million structural call. What is the 1 million structure? It is your obviously nephrons, right? So whenever we think of any basic unit structure, it will be in million or billion, whatever, right? So in kidney, the basic unit structure is a nephron. So what about in brain? In brain, it is neuron, right? Now, what are the functional units of kidney as we discussed now? It is your nephron. Two parts of nephron. The nephron consists two parts, right? What are they? Glomerulus and renal tubule. Now, the next question. Blood from the glomerulus is carried away by an, what is glomerulus? One of the part of your nephron, right? And here, the blood from the glomerulus is carried away by an efferent arteriole. Efferent arteriole. If you think some question is hard, if you couldn't answer, no, try to check the lines of NCERT. This is in the order only. Even I have mentioned the topic, no, so don't be afraid if you can't answer any question. Just go back and revise it once. Now, double-walled cup-like structure. What is your double-walled cup-like structure? Called as. It is your Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule is having the double-walled cup-like structure. Now, glomerulus plus Bowman's capsule together will be called as your glomerulus and Bowman's capsule. It is your MB or RC. That is nothing but your Malpighian body or renal corpuscles, right? I have given the shortcut MB or RC. Malpighian bodies or renal corpuscles. Okay, hairpin shape. Which part of the kidney will be looking like your hairpin shape? Nephron. It is your Henle's loop, right? Hairpin shape means Henle's loop. Okay, we will move on to the next question. Just a minute, please. Yeah. The DCT. What is your DCT? Distal convoluted tube, right? Of many nephrons open into a single straight tube. What it is called? The DCT of many nephrons will be open into a straight tube. What it is? It is your collecting duct. Okay. Now, the next question is the Malpighian corpuscle situated in your cortex or medulla. So, what is cortex? Cortex is your outer layer. What is medulla? It is your inner layer. My question is, the Malpighian corpuscle situated in your cortex or medulla? It is situated in your cortex. Okay. The Malpighian corpuscles, even your PCT and DCT, all these three will be situated in your cortical region. Okay. But your loop of Henle, okay, that will be in your medulla. So this is how you need to correlate, as I say every time. If I ask one single question, whether the Malpighian corpuscle situated in cortex or medulla, you got the answer, cortex. So you need to think, what are the other parts which will be there in cortex, or what are the other parts which will be there in medulla. So in this way, you will be able to revise the whole concepts. Okay. Now, juxtamedullary nephrons, what are they? So usually these medullary rays sometimes won't be run deeply into your medulla, right? There are two types as per the NCERT. The medullary rays sometimes will be deeply running into, I'm confusing. Sorry, not a medullary rays, I'm really sorry, loop of Henle, right? So sometimes your loop of Henle won't be going deeply into your medulla. But some nephrons, in some nephrons, it will runs deeply into your medulla, runs deeply. In something it will just touch, but in some other nephron it will go deeply. There is a difference, right, for touching and going deeply. So that kind of nephrons are called juxtamedullary nephrons. Any questions? If you have confused anywhere, please let me know. Now, the next is shape of vasa recta. Your shape of vasa recta is U-shaped. Okay. Now, we will move on to the next topic, that is urine formation. The three processes of urine formation. What are the three processes involved in your urine formation? It is GRS, right? What is G? Glomerular filtration and your reabsorption and your secretion. These are the three processes. Now, the next is glomerular filtration is carried out by, obviously, the word itself is saying, no, it is carried out by your glomerulus. Where did we see the glomerulus? We see in the two parts of nephron, right? Initially we were discussing somewhere. So there are two parts of nephron. One is your glomerulus. Now, the next question is, how many ml of blood is filtered per minute? Every single minute, how many ml of blood is filtered from your kidney? It is your 1100 to 1200 ml. Okay. Now, the epithelial cells of Bowman capsule is called as, what do we call the epithelial cells of your Bowman's capsule? It is called as your podocytes. Cytes means cell, right? So podocytes. Now, the amount of the filtrate formed by the kidneys per minute. So how much filtrate? Here we have seen, no, glomerular filtration. How many ml of blood is filtered? That is 1100 to 1200. So all this filter, what we will call it as, the amount of filtrate formed by the kidney per minute. It is called as your GFR. What is GFR stands for? Your glomerular filtration rate, right? GFR. I hope you people know the expansion also. That's why somewhere I mentioned only the abbreviation. Now, the next is the amount of the filtrate formed by the kidneys per minute. Sorry, I have, wait, 34, yeah, the amount of, yeah, that is your GFR. Now, the GFR in healthy individual, glomerular filtration rate in the healthy individual will be how many ml per minute? For per ml per minute will be 125. Then how many liters per day? It is 180, okay. If it is ml per minute, 125. If it is liters per day, it is 180. Now, the next question is, how many percentage of the filtrate has to be reabsorbed by the renal tubules? It is 99%, because only 1% of the filtrate will be coming as urine out of your body. So, 99 will be again reabsorbed. Okay. Now, the next question is, the step in urine formation which helps in maintenance of ionic and acid balance of body fluid. The step in the urine formation which helps in maintenance of your ionic and acid balance of body fluid. What it is called? It is your tubular secretion. Okay. Now we will see the functions of tubule. If you think I'm going fast, if you think I need to give some gap between after asking any question, please let me know, okay? Because I'm going fast because I don't want to waste your time. But if you think if it is too fast, I need to give gap anywhere, please do mention in the comments. So from the next video, I will follow that. Yeah. The next is from your function of tubules. What is lined by simple cuboidal brush border epithelium, which increases the surface area? Which tubule is that? It is your PCT, okay? Proximal convoluted tube, right? This is lined by your simple cuboidal brush border epithelium. Now, how many percentage of electrolytes are reabsorbed here? How many percentage of electrolytes are reabsorbed by your PCT? It is nearly 70 to 80%. Along with that, it will absorb your essential nutrition and water also, right? Recall again. Now, the descending limb of the loop is permeable too. There are two limbs, right, in the loop of Henle. Now, the descending limb is permeable to which? It is permeable to your water, okay? Now, then the ascending will be opposite to it. That means the ascending limb of the loop will be impermeable to water, right? So, within a single question, we revise the another topic also, whether the ascending is permeable or impermeable. Now, we will talk about the electrolytes. Now, the descending limb of the loop is impermeable. It won't allow the electrolytes. So, what will the ascending limb will be do? It will be opposite to right. So, the ascending limb will be permeable to your electrolytes. This is how you have to revise. I am again saying, I am just ask a single question, whether limb of the descending limb of the loop is permeable to water, right? So you need to think of ascending loop and whether it is permeable or not. So keep on think and revise like that, okay? Now the next is conditional reabsorption. Conditional reabsorption of your Na, sodium and water takes place in your DCT, distal convoluted tube. Now, the next question is, the duct extends from the cortex of the kidney to the inner of the medulla. What is it? Which is the duct which extends from the cortex of the kidney to the inner of the medulla? It is your collecting duct. Now, pH and ionic balance is done by, it is done by both your CD, that is collecting duct, and your PCT, okay, CD and PCT. Now, large amount of water could be reabsorbed to produce concentrated urine in which of the tubules? It is your collecting duct, okay. In collecting duct, large amount of water could be reabsorbed to produce concentrated urine. Now we are moving on to the mechanism of concentration of the filtrate, okay. The flow of filtrate in two limbs of Henle loop. We have two limbs, right? Descending and ascending loop. It will be in which direction? It will be in your opposite direction. The flow of filtrate in both of the loops will be in opposite direction. Now answer this. NaCl is transported by the ascending limb of which? Ascending limb of, just answer the first part. The NaCl is transported by the ascending limb of your Henle's loop. Now, which is exchanged with the descending limb of your vasa recta, okay. The NaCl coming from the ascending limb of your Henle's loop will be exchanged with the descending limb of your vasa recta. Are we clear? Now, kidneys produce urine nearly how many times concentrated than the initial form? How many times it will be concentrated? It is 4 times, right? Yeah, 4 times. 1 minute. Okay, let me. Regulation of kidney function, okay. An excessive loss of fluid will stimulate the hypothalamus to release. Whenever the body is facing excessive loss of fluid, it will stimulate the hypothalamus. So, the hypothalamus will be releasing 2 hormones. What are they? It is your ADH or vasopressin. ADH or vasopressin. Now, prevention of diuresis, which plays a role in prevention of diuresis. It is your ADH, anti-diuric hormone. The name itself suggested, diuresis. Now, a fall in GFR can activate to release what? So initially a fall in GFR. GFR you all know, right? So your if the GFR is reduced, it will be activating your JG cells. Okay. And now this JG cells will release what? It will release renin. It will release renin. Okay. So initially here what we talked, from hypothalamus we are getting the ADH or vasopressin. Now this JG cells will release your renin. Okay. Now what does the renin do? What it does? The renin converts your angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1 and 2. Are we clear? What does the renin converts? It will convert your angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1 and 2. Okay. Now, what is called as the powerful vasoconstrictor? Remember this, okay? It is very important because now we are going to see the similar term related to this. So, clear, like listen very clear. So, powerful vasoconstrictor is your angiotensin 2 vasoconstrictor. Okay. Now, what causes the reabsorption of sodium and H2O from the distal part? It is your aldosterone. From where we are getting this aldosterone? It is also coming from your angiotensin 2. Okay. Now, the next question is, an increase in blood flow to the arteria of heart releases. An increase in blood flow to the arteria of heart releases your ANF, right? That is your arterial natriuretic factor, ANF. Okay. So, it will be releasing your ANF. Now, here little confusion in the number. So, just listen to the question. Okay. So, whenever we ask an increase in blood flow to the arteria of heart will be releasing, it will be releasing your ANF. Now, the another question is, vasodilation is carried by. It is also carried by ANF. Now, we are getting no, because if you see, we saw about vasoconstrictor. That is your what? Angiotensin 2. But here I am asking vasodilation. It is done by your ANF. Okay. Are we clear with those? Now we will see the micturition. Now, the process of release of your urine called as the, what is the process of releasing the urine is called as? It is called as your, 1 minute, here ANF only. It is your micturition, okay, or micturition. Now, an healthy human excrete how many liters per day, and what is the pH of urine? Two questions here. How many liters of urine we excrete? We excrete 1 to 1.5 liter per day, okay. Then pH of your urine is 6. It is 6.0. Now, the next question is, how many gram of urea excreted per day? Along with the urine, we are having urea also excreted. It is just 25 to 30 gram, okay, 25 to 30 gram. Now, the presence of glucose, because in urine we will detect the disease, right, whatever deficiency we have in our body. So, in urine if we think glucose is present while testing, it is called as your glycosuria. Now, ketone bodies, if ketone bodies are present, it is ketonuria. Now, we are going to talk about the other organs. As of now, we have talked about kidney, right? Then the nephron, yeah. Now, we will talk about the other organs which takes place in the excretion. What is the largest gland in our body? It is your liver. Now, which gland eliminates sterols, waxes through sebum? Which gland eliminates waxes or sterols through sebum? Sebum. So, it is your sebaceous gland. Now, the next question is, lactic acid can be removed through. It is really removed through your sweat, okay. So, small amount of lactic acid will also be removed via sweat. Now, we are going to talk about the disorders of the excretory system. Accumulation of urea in blood. If urea got accumulated in your blood, what it is called? It is called as your uremia. Okay. Now, hemodialysis. What is the hemodialysis? Where it is used? It is used to removal of urea in the above case. Whenever patient is detected with uremia, they will be given the hemodialysis. Okay, now the next question is ultimate method in the correction of acute renal failure. What is the ultimate method? That is your kidney failure. Okay, used in the correction of the acute renal failure. That is kidney transplantation, right? Healthy kidney will be replaced. Yeah. Now, stone formed within the kidney. What is this disease? When the stone formed within the kidney, it is renal calculi. Now, the next one is inflammation of glomeruli of kidney. Whenever the glomeruli got inflamed, okay, it is called as your glomerulonephritis. What is the inflammation of glomeruli of kidney? It is your glomerulonephritis. Hope you people are able to answer all the questions. So here is your another favorite, that is your revision part. Okay, till now we did revision only, but within all this I have now randomly taken just 5 questions to test your knowledge. I need all of you to comment it out, okay, if you know the answer. The first question is urine released per day. How many liters of urine released per day? Columns of Bertini. Which is called as your column of Bertini? This we saw in the starting, right? Yeah. Now, animals excreting uric acid. So, there are 3 types, right? In the excretory waste, when they excrete uric acid, it is called as. Now, U-shaped. Which part is U-shaped? Well, we are talking about your kidney, nephron. Which part is the U-shaped one? Now, diuresis. Which hormone takes place? Or diuresis. Just a few minutes before we discuss that also. So hope you people know all the answer of this question, and this series helped you to revise the concept very easily. If you want for any other chapter, please let me know. Apart from that, I have posted many tricks also. Please do watch and let me know if anything else needed. Thank you. Bye bye.